Last week we touched upon Savitarka and Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that mind needs a track. The track, it has to follow a track. That's the sadhana. That is why man, and in English it has come mind. It's the same root. Man is mind. And mind also in English. And to manage the mind, what is required is called as mantra. Mantra, meaning of this one, mantra. Tra means trayate. One which protects the mind is called as mantra. Gayatra, Gayatri means one who sings this one, glorifies this one, they get protected. That's the meaning of Gayatri. Gayatra, tra and three. It's a meaning of same thing. And mantra, one the which protects the mind is called as mantra. Mantra gives the track. Mantra is the one which is a positive affirmation. It's a positive thought, noble thought. You are saying it again and again. Saying it again and again, it is like rubbing. Inner purifies the inner mind. Purifies the mind, antakarana. The quality in us, doing the mantra, positive mantra, doing the mantra again and again, purifies. Like you don't polish ordinary stone. Ordinary stone, only you polish the diamond. When you put the diamond, raw diamond against the grinding wheel, you get a best shape and the best price. The mantra is that one, purifies. Do it again and again. Not some people go after mantra collection. I have 10 mantras, I have 20 mantras. It is not the Shastra says, whatever is the closest one, pick up one mantra. And throughout your life, do that one. It's like rubbing again and again. It gives a track. So that mind, it's last week also I mentioned when I was going through this Yoga Nidra, you are following my instructions, and maybe sometimes you went off beat, but you came on the track. So it gave a direction. Mantra gives a direction to the sadhana. In the sadhaka, when we are doing that one, you can't do it whatever you think. And there should be it should be tested by the noble people. Many great people, whoever have practiced this one, follow that track. Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tasma Shastram Pramanam Te. Keep the Shastra as the foundation scripture, not a figment of imagination. I will take up any mantra and I will practice any mantra. Keep the Shastra as the Pramana and see how great people have traveled in this track. Follow many great people. That is time tested. You follow that one. And the mantra, that's Tasma Shastra. Doing that mantra is many terrorists and ill-informed people that now also, they also do the sadhana. They do the practice. They go to the severe conditions, maybe Syria or Afghanistan or wherever, that they go through a hard time, difficult time, 6 months, 1 year, they get trained. Their guru is the one, he tells the negative thing. They make them repeat that one again and again. It is also a mantra. Make them, and after some time, they start believing, yes, what my teacher says is right. It's a negative affirmation again and again, and mind gets convinced. And when you start thinking negative, then everyone in the world is against me. When you start thinking, mind also become that one, and your action is catastrophic. It destroys yourself and destroys others. And the mantra, that's why it says, mantra is a teacher should be pure. Mantra given, the direction should be pure. the scripture, Shastra, Pramanam should be there. And with that one, noble thought, pure thought, auspicious thought, do the sadhana. It brings in good for you in the long run and good for the others also. That is called a sattvic mantra, not the tamasic mantra which destroys you, destroys your family and destroys the community. And stay away from that one. Mantra is the one positive affirmation which protects the mantra, protects you. It is the meaning of mantra. It's a mantra, and when you start doing this one every day without fail for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and maybe one round of the mala bead, when you start doing that one, mind gets tuned and spontaneously, without knowing, it is doing something. When I am sitting quietly, that mantra is happening. Mind, it's happening. It is called as japa. Japa with the awareness, it becomes ajapa japa. Without conscious effort, it is happening. And in the beginning, I mentioned pranava, that Patanjali says, tadartha tad japa artha bhavanam. When you are doing that one with the contemplation on that meaning, deeper meaning and contemplation, visualizing, it helps in the beginning. And when you are doing ajapa japa, when you practice, at certain point, even that repetition stops. Mantra, whatever mind is, now it is still in the mind level. Mind also stops. And when the mind stops, and whatever visualization is, that also stops. And at certain point, that when this track, you are traveling in the track, and the track also, you are with, it's a savikalpa, savitarka, you are going this way, and even that at certain point, mind stops, new revelation dawns out. That person is called as an inspired person, like rishis, mantra drashta, mantra, new dimension opens up. You may be a scientist, you may be a dancer or a musician or a painter or whatever field. That new dimension, the great genius in us dawns in us when you practice again and again, with effort when you are doing, and effortlessly something comes out. That person, once you experience that one, that person is called as a genius. That person will inspire thousands. That person, there is that genius in every one of us. Never put down yourself. I am too busy, I don't have time, and it's not for me, and I haven't studied, I don't have stamina. Don't say that one, that there is a genius. It's like Einstein's revelation. It did not happen with only through the intellect. Yes, intellect plays a role up to a certain point. Beyond that one, there is another faculty what we have. It is called as intuition. Intuition, it has to be awakened. The intuition gives the new dimension to our personality. Intellect convinces what we know. Intellect convinces, and the new dimension, it has to open up through the intuition. That person, that happens through the sadhana. That whatever you are doing, that one, practice. Day and night, think about that one. Day and night. It's when you start doing that one, that happens, the new dimension opens up. That is the purpose of sadhana. Otherwise, you are an ordinary sadhak. There is an extraordinary sadhak can dawn in us through this process. For that, sincere effort is required, and devotion. In the beginning I mentioned, Ishvara Pranidhanidva. Surrender to the Lord is required. Lord's grace is required. And our effort is required, and Lord's grace is required, and proper guidance is required. And it can happen, and we need not have to say, I'm too old, I don't have time now. It's no time is wasted. In scriptures, Sri Krishna says, when you get on that one, it's doesn't matter whether old or young, that it can happen to anyone. That don't waste your time and get on to this one. When you when it happens, there is we can make out in that person's eyes, in the face, there is a joy, there is a luster, glow, that brilliance. It is like it dispels the darkness from many people's heart. That it can happen from us. That's the purpose of sadhana. That's the purpose of meditation. We'll do that one.